It is August 2nd. I have not gotten into my August TBR. So I already made my video for my August TBR, showing you the books that I'm gonna be reading, but I have not actually really done any reading. Now, I have read some of the first book that I'm going to be reading for this TBR, but that was like last week before August even started. So I need to get on it. I need to get to reading. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be reading. Without further ado, time lapse. So I apologize for this clip being so out of focus. I did not realize that when I started recording, but regardless of that, I do hope you enjoy this very blurry time lapse of me reading. So I think a part of the reason why I'm like in this weird reading slump thing is maybe because the books I'm picking up are just not interesting. Not necessarily that I'm in a reading slump. I think it's just the books themselves are not the most interesting. So right now I'm reading one of my library books, the Belladonna at Bellstone by Michael Jacks, and the premise of the book is interesting and everything, but like I find myself rereading certain segments of the book, like the pages, just because like I kind of space out because it's not like as interesting as I was hoping it'd be. So I don't know if I'll DNF it. I think I might just set it aside on my August TBR. I really want to read Inheritance Games, so I think I'm gonna read that one right now, and I think that might help a lot of like the booktubers that I watch. They say that the book is really good. I don't think I've ever really heard anything bad about it. A lot of the people who have read it like read the whole series and like it and enjoy it, so I think I'll like it as well. But honestly, I think I realized like that's what's going on. I need a book that's gonna keep me interested the whole time. I'm gonna try to stick to books that like are kind of popular right now, I guess, like on Book Talk and BookTube and stuff. Because those are ones that a lot of people like rave about. I know there can be a risk involved with those just because a lot of people could say they like it and then you pick it up yourself and then you're like, this book was trash. So I don't know, but Inheritance Games, I think I will like it, so I'm gonna do that instead, because I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna feel bad for DNFing a book. I'm not gonna feel bad for stopping a book because I want to try to finish it, but it's not interesting, you know? I'm not going to put myself in that. So I'm going to test that out. I'm going to pick up Inheritance Games and see how I like it. I feel like with that book, I'm probably going to read through it pretty quickly. And then once I finish that one, I think I'm going to go to If We Were Villains, because I heard that book is good as well. That's the thing. I think what I'm needing are like suspense, like thrill, like a book that's like fast paced. That's what I need right now, because the books I've been picking up are just too slow. Like they're just starting off too slow, and I'm like, for being in a reading book slump, whatever, it's just, I can't read a slow book right now. I need something fast paced that's going to keep me intrigued and keep me wanting to read. So I'm going to test that theory. So just keep me in your prayers, guys, because I just need a good book, okay? So cue a time lapse of me reading Inheritance Games. Also, I'm gonna read it in my bed because I just want to be cozy, and I want to have my legs like stretched out, just because I went to the gym today with my husband and we did legs, and then I came home nauseous and with a bit of a headache, even though I didn't even go hard like that. I already had a headache beforehand, and my legs are a little sore. I could have gone harder at the gym, but again, I was already feeling nauseous, so I'm like, you know what, like my legs are a little sore. I just want to be stretched out on the bed and be comfortable. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm already on chapter 3 and I'm really liking the book so far. And also, I think I want to annotate this one. I haven't annotated in a while because I don't do it for every book, but I like doing it for books. Like if I start reading it and I realize I have a lot of like comments in my head and like commentary about like what's happening. Sometimes like when it's my first time reading it, like I like going back to be like, and if I ever reread the book, I like to be able to see what my thought process was, which obviously that's what annotating is. But yeah, so far as I'm reading it, I'm like, I think this one would be a good one to annotate. So, I'm going to look for my tabs and see which set, because I don't have very many just because I don't annotate like that. Like I don't do it often. So I'm just going to look through the few sets that I have and see which ones, because I try to match the cover. I don't think I have any that have green and like yellow tones like that, but I'll see which ones match. If not, I'll just pick whichever one. And yeah, I'm gonna annotate. I think this one's gonna be good to annotate too. Finished reading the Inheritance Games, but I think that's okay. I wanted to try to have the book finished by the time I finished editing and uploaded this video, but I don't want to try to speed through a book for the sake of having them done in between like uploads. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna stress if I'm not done reading the book. I'm on chapter 27 currently. It is really good so far. I'm just curious to see what happens, and I'm also excited that, okay, so I know I've said that I don't really like series that much just because I like being able to read a book and it's done and that's it. I try not to get into series too much because, especially ones that are not done and then ones that are like really long, because I sometimes just don't like having to keep up with all the books. But the chapters are really short and I appreciate that a lot, just because I can read a chapter and not feel like, oh dang, like when is it gonna be over? Like, am I gonna have to stop in the middle of a chapter if I want to stop reading? Like, does that make sense? Because I don't like stopping reading in the middle of a chapter, because then I have to pick up in the middle of something happening. I'm like, wait, I forgot what was going on. But the chapters being so short, I can at least have like the peace of mind, I guess, knowing that the chapter is only like 4 or 5 pages long. I can get through it pretty quickly. So I really like that about this book. And just everything about it, like, it's really interesting so far. So I'm excited to finish reading this one and then read the other books as well. And then, but that's after my TBR, possibly. When I finish reading this one, you best believe I'm gonna film myself going to Barnes and Noble and getting the other 2 books, because I'm gonna keep up with this series. This is really fun. It almost reminds me of, I think it's called Now You See It, that movie about magicians. I don't know why, even though this has nothing to do with like magic and like illusionists and like doing like sleight of hand stuff, but it has that same like high stakes feel. Like, it just has that same like feel to it. I don't know if you get what I mean. I know some people have compared it to Glass Onion. I think that's what it's called. I've never seen the movie, but if I really like the series and everything, I'll probably have to give that movie a try. I'm gonna end the video here. This is a lot shorter of a video, but that's fine. I'm not trying to make like every single one of my videos 30-40 minutes long. That's crazy. And plus, I don't record myself that much to make such long videos. But what do you guys feel about videos being a little shorter but maybe a little more frequent? I think I kind of like the sound of that. Maybe instead of like once a week, so like every 7 days, maybe like every 5 to 6 days uploading something. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a feel for the schedule of uploading videos, because it changes for me all the time. Not gonna lie, I liked editing at first, but now sometimes editing can be really annoying. So I get what people say when like editing is just kind of like the annoying part about it. But when I finish editing a video, it gets really exciting, because I'm like, the next step is uploading and like, you know, having you guys see it. But yeah, and also please let me know if art videos is something you would like to see in the future. For right now, I'm gonna stick to books. But what is my hair doing? Oh, excuse me, I burped. I'm actually in the middle of editing my video, and I didn't do like a little outro for this one. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish editing, upload it hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow's August 8th. And then continue reading The Inheritance Games, because it is pretty interesting so far. You guys have a great day, a great night wherever you are. It is nighttime here. It's like 10 o'clock at night, something like that, I think. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.